Hey, what is ready? It's Ventriloquist here, and wow, what a fight. If you didn't watch my pre-fight prediction, I was basically right. I mean, I didn't think it was going to go all 5 rounds, but, I mean, like I said, Conor McGregor, and for those that didn't watch the fight, I mean, you're probably, you're going to see it in a few days anyways. It went 5 rounds. And for those that sit there and say that this fight was rigged, it was not. Okay? I'm going to probably include some images. It depends. I'm not, trying to evade it. You're trying to not prove the fact. No, I'm just not trying to get copyright, you know what I'm saying? So I may include the pictures, but I'll probably put some links. You can go watch the official videos, UFC on Fox, the official scorecards. Scorecards don't really mean much because, a judge can say, I think you did that. So, but the actual fact was that McGregor, and see, this is what's really funny. People say, oh, well, McGregor got totally demolished in 3 and he got smacked in 5. Actually, in round 5, Nate Diaz only landed 29 significant strikes and McGregor only landed 23. So it's a pretty small gap, and I mean, but that don't matter. Round 3, McGregor was on the verge, but he has a very strong chin. And McGregor, I mean, if he was a normal normal other fighter, I mean, his movement was pretty good, for being in that condition. And he looked gassed, but I mean, I don't know. You gotta think, people. In 5 months, this is less than 5 months, okay? He managed to get to a 5th round, 25 minutes. Less than 5 months. You cannot, I don't care if you're for whoever fighter, you cannot, by any means necessary, not have any respect. For Nate, too. I never said I didn't, not like Nate. I never said that. I think he's hilarious and very good fighter. But, it's people, you don't understand how many people, he had barely anybody besides his own team saying that he would even make it to the later rounds. Everybody say, oh, it's going to go the same things and get choked out in round 2, and that, you don't understand, man. I mean, I said in my last video that, okay, man, he's probably going to make, to a 5th round. He might. I never said he would. I said he might because, I mean, hey, he's on his training, he's going 5 rounds, 25 minutes. He's got his own UFC custom made, exactly how it is. Not custom made, but exactly how, normal UFC ring would be, or octagon would be. I said ring, oh my gosh. But it's 4.5 months, man. Wow. And you see, this is what I don't understand, man. This is why the MMA podcast and stuff like that is getting so much success. Stuff I do. I'm not no level of big podcast or anything. But people like listening, just casual MMA fans, and it's just how many people, just sit there top level, experts, oh, McGregor just, he doesn't, it's physically impossible, and just all of this, malarkey, the same thing about the Aldo fight. Aldo, he's gonna just ragdoll McGregor around, and none of that matters. I don't care. It's styles make fights. That's end of story. Plain and simple. I don't care what that dude did to his other opponents for the last 10 years. McGregor is not those opponents for the last 10 years. You know what I mean? So, like I said in my last video, the first fight was clearly a fluke. Nate Diaz even hints towards that because he says, this time we both ready. We have no excuses. And some of you may not even know this, but in round 3, apparently McGregor broke his foot. Wow, does that change the fight? Think about it. McGregor outstrikes Diaz. He's in the, I think, mid to late 30s in his significant strikes, and Diaz is in the low 20s, so a pretty big gap there. And round one, round two, he drops Diaz the first, or 3 times. He could have ended the fight. But McGregor was smart. And you don't understand how many times I was like, oh, McGregor's done. I was saying that so many times. Like, even the analysts, it was saying, like, there's so many times, like, some scenarios I could have gone, a different way, a bad way or good way, I mean, think about it. There's so much what-ifs in this fight. And then Diaz says, oh, I had a broke rib. I mean, come on. Dude. I mean, regardless you have a broke rib or not, I mean, I assure you that you would not be fighting if it was that bad. And regardless of that, Nate Diaz was still fresh in the later rounds, so I clearly wasn't bothering him to a huge excuse. And he got hit right on the chin 3 times by McGregor. McGregor could have, there's one time, I don't know, it happened all so fast, but I remember, when McGregor hit him, he had him down, Diaz was, covering up in panic mode. What if all that energy he had, what if that would have, been kind of like the flop of the first fight where he had all the energy? What if he connected right? He hit so many precise shots in the first fight, but he didn't get him down. He got him down 3 times within the first 2 rounds. You would have never even thought of that. But he could have got down there, but I mean he respected the fact that I got, to look out for myself. What if I don't, he was thinking. He was having a personal mental battle because, not, oh, he's shook or anything or scared, like I'm seeing these comments say, McGregor was shook or, just whatever. I mean, look at it this way, man. McGregor, the dude was going off in the first 2 rounds. The 3rd round, he was going off, and then it kind of flopped. And that's where you kind of say, because if McGregor didn't break his foot there, I know there's something seriously wrong with his foot. I keep seeing he broke his foot. I keep seeing that over and over. Seeing that over and over. And some of them I say sprain, but for the majority I see broke. So, that raises questions. Like I said, round 3 was the only determining factor for Nate Diaz. Round 5, like I said, significant strikes. 23 for Conor. Nate Diaz, 29. Find the difference between that. I'm sure you can do that. And you can tell just by that alone that without that possibly round 3 breaking foot situation, it could have been unanimous. So that raises questions, but there was no press conference. So like I said, before you start just, like in my, thank you for support my recent video, but like the video before that, people started hating because they thought my opinion overruled. You don't have to agree with me. You don't, by all means, have to agree with me. I'm just looking at official stuff being put out by UFC on Fox, just official cards, not just them saying stuff. Official, the official cards. You can go to the UFC on Fox and look at their most recent video where they break down the highlights, and you'll see around before the midway of the video, you'll see the picture, and you can clearly tell. Oh, yeah, this was not rigged. And I don't think it'd be a rigged fight. I don't think, I think if it was more of a rigged fight, I mean, just even saying it's rigged is ridiculous. But if it was, I don't think those 3 powerful hits McGregor put on Diaz would just be deliberate and say, oh, well, Dana, I'm sorry, just saying if this was, obviously is not fixed, but just saying, oh, Dana, I mean, I didn't mean to hit him directly on the chin 3 powerful times. I mean, and then, that'd be ridiculous. Obviously, he meant to do that. And wow, what was talked about? What was talked about so much about Conor McGregor's BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? It was terrible. Oh, it was this and that, on and on. He stopped all takedowns except for the one in the last 10 seconds of the 5th round, when McGregor was obviously, he was ready to go to sleep. He was ready just to lay down the mat and just go to sleep. And he could probably go to sleep with that condition, amount of fatigue. And people, I saw him, we were seeing him fatigue in round 2. He went all the way to round 5. That takes, but yeah, a lot of factors playing into that. He wasn't taunting. He didn't say anything to Nate in the first, when they, were face to face. He had straight face everything. He wasn't sitting there doing flashy shots. Some, very, very few flashy shots where I was like, Conor, what are you doing? Don't do the repeat. Because he was dropping his set, and then he would, do it, I don't know. It was just, I don't know where he was at on that, but I don't know. That broken foot, though, midway, I'm sure it wasn't completely broken, but I'm hearing reports of he has serious damage to his, I would assume it's his left leg, so, since he's a southpaw, I don't know. He could have rolled wrong, but they're saying that's because of the kicks. But there was no official press conference, so we don't know what McGregor's saying. We don't know. I'm just seeing official, a lot of the trusted MMA sources on social media. So that's up for debate until official word comes out. But like I said, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree. You don't have to leave a dislike just because your fighter didn't win. I don't go on people's videos disliking because McGregor lost. I didn't, do anything. I just said, okay, well, we'll see you in the rematch where they're both ready. But I don't know, man. He looked a lot better. His arms didn't look all ballooned up with just his. He was doing a lot of workout about powerlifting. I can tell you that. And he's putting on some food, but now this time he looked, a lot better. And he's going to 155 next for Conor, so that'll be a lot better. But, obviously, I think he needs some rest. I think his body needs to take a break before he even mentions a title defense. They need to have Max Holloway, because Max Holloway's on a 9-fight win streak. Why would he need another fight? Frankie Edgar just got demolished. Frankie, I don't think he's ready for Aldo or McGregor on any given day. I don't. He just relies on wrestling and loaded punches like a Roy Nelson. And when you face somebody like Aldo that plays it safe, or McGregor that just out-angles you constantly, Frankie Edgar has no choice, being realistic. And especially how far McGregor's gone. With especially Dylan Dennis, I know that played a significant role in this fight. He stuffed 5 rounds worth of takedown attempts, against a bigger man, and it's just I don't understand. I don't know how you could still just have no respect, and say this is rigged. It was not rigged. It clearly wasn't. Even his corner, Nate Diaz's corner, even knew that he was losing the fight. So, that's basically it, man. It's just, you could say, oh, well, he almost had him. Well, he almost had him, But Conor worked through that, and he won. So, that's just, there was nothing rigged. The stats speak for themselves. People was putting up these pictures of is showing that Nate Diaz has more strikes. Are you not looking at the amount out of the amount? Like, he could be throwing 6,000 punches but landing 100. You know what I mean? You have to look at the percentage. Diaz, 51%, or 51%, something like that, 52, 51, and then McGregor, 57, significant strikes. So, obviously, you got to look off the percentage. You can't just look at, oh, well, he landed, it could be out of 1,000,000 strikes. If he landed 100, oh, wow, that's a bunch, You don't know until it's percentage. So, that, and plus they were tied on the first stat, 60. I see one that says 60%, 60%, 61%, 61%. And plus, McGregor got 3 knockdowns by a punch on the chin within the first 2 rounds. So immediately jumps it up. And, I think the draw was just plain out dumb. It all goes to McGregor. Like I said, the 3rd round, yeah, McGregor was on, the ropes, but, or on the cage. But, you know what I mean? It's just based off that single round in the 5th round, McGregor was so tired, and he could already, who knows what pain's going through with his foot, basing off the reports I'm seeing. And that the fact that he only landed 6 less shots, significant strikes, to Nate Diaz. So it was 29 to 23. So I don't see how that's a big round. Like, I mean, obviously he gets the round because he has more strikes, but just to say that that was goes to Diaz, it doesn't. Look at the 1st, 2nd, and 4th, and look at the margins of significant strikes, plus the 3 takedowns, plus the defensive takedowns. I mean, that's just, there's so many times Nate could have, got a double hook on McGregor, which he did, but McGregor stopped it. So that's all in favor of McGregor, man. But so much respect for Nate Diaz, man. He got in there and did it. And they both got super huge paydays. They're both millionaires, so I mean, I don't think they could be complaining, to be quite honest. And there's gonna be a 3rd fight at 155, because I already know McGregor knows it. Like, that's why he said that he's not going back to 170. His body cannot take it, and for business-wise and for his future, that makes sense. Hey, I'm not looking too good. But it's not even that. I mean, he beat the number 4th ranked lightweight. I don't think anybody else can say that. They went up 2 weight classes from what they perform at. Not saying that, he's going up, when he's already that weight. I'm saying he's a champion at 145, and he's going up 2 weight classes to be a number 4th ranked lightweight. So McGregor realizes, hey, I'm a 145-pound champion. He still wants that belt. And he wants to fight at 155. So that's it, man. That's basically it. And they're both, both showed, they both hugged each other. All that press conference stuff, all that went out the window. They both hugged each other. They both had smiles, rubbing each other, pat each other on the chest and, on the head and stuff like that. And all smiles. Nothing but great respect. That is the greatest fight I've ever seen in my entire, just watching sports, combat sports. Like, that was the best. That tops any fight I've ever seen. To have somebody that is so underrated but so overrated and come through with 4.5 months the way he did, wow. And to say Diaz wasn't prepared, he looked a lot buffer than what he did last time. So, I mean, and yeah, he's very well-conditioned athlete, and he eats really good. I mean, but we'll have to see about the rib thing and the foot thing. So, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like, and I hope that you got to watch the fight. If you didn't, it'll be probably on YouTube in a few days. So, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a nice day.